Anthropic just filed for an IPO at a $965 billion valuation. That number puts them ahead of OpenAI in the public market race. Bigger than Tesla, bigger than every traditional enterprise software company except Microsoft and Oracle. The fastest path from founding to near trillion-dollar valuation in tech history. Most AI YouTube videos this week are reacting to the headline number. I want to do something different. I want to explain what Anthropic actually built that justifies this valuation, why Claude has quietly become the most important AI tool in enterprise software, and what this means for you if you're trying to learn AI in 2026. This is the most important AI business story of the year, and almost nobody is explaining it properly. The market doesn't pay $965 billion for a chatbot. They're paying for something else. Three things, actually. 1. Claude Code. Anthropic's coding agent has captured roughly 28% of the enterprise AI coding market in under 18 months. Cursor has 32%, GitHub Copilot has 22%, and Codex has 12%. But what makes Claude Code different is that it runs in the terminal rather than as an IDE plugin, which means it integrates into every existing developer workflow without forcing teams to switch tools. Enterprise adoption is faster as a result. 2. Claude in Enterprise. Anthropic's enterprise sales motion has been quietly capturing financial services, legal, and healthcare customers at rates OpenAI hasn't matched. The reason? Claude is consistently rated as the most accurate and least prone to hallucination among frontier models. In industries where wrong answers create liability, that matters more than feature breadth. 3. Project Glasswing. This is the one almost nobody outside the industry knows about. Anthropic has been quietly deploying a model called Claude Mythos Preview to a small number of trusted organizations under restricted access conditions. It's a frontier model considered too capable for general public release for cybersecurity reasons. The existence of this model alone suggests Anthropic is roughly 12 to 18 months ahead of public benchmarks. The IPO valuation is the sum of these three bets paying off. The model behind the company right now is Claude Opus 4.7. It topped Ella Marina in May 2026 and currently leads on most enterprise-relevant benchmarks. What 4.7 does differently? Adaptive thinking. The model dynamically decides how much reasoning to apply to a given task. Quick lookup gets a fast answer. Complex multi-step analysis gets extended deliberation. You don't have to manually select reasoning mode. The model figures it out. The result for users? Claude is now the most steerable frontier model for long, complex tasks. Legal contract analysis, multi-document research synthesis, code bases with hundreds of files. Anywhere the work requires sustained attention across a lot of context. For enterprise customers, this is the killer feature. Every other frontier model still has the problem of either being fast and shallow or slow and deep. Claude is the first to consistently calibrate. What this means practically, if you're picking one frontier model to invest your prompt engineering time in for 2026, Claude is the right call for serious work. ChatGPT is still better for ecosystem and integration. Gemini is better for Google ecosystem and multimodal. Claude is better for actual thinking. The Claude product that should be on every learner's radar in 2026 is Cowork. It went generally available in April, but most people haven't tried it. Cowork is a desktop agent. It runs on your Mac or Windows computer with the ability to read files on your machine, control applications, navigate websites, and execute multi-step workflows without you babysitting. Practical use cases right now: automating your weekly reports, filing expense receipts, doing competitive research that involves browsing 20 websites, and synthesizing findings into a document, building monthly client deliverables. Anything where the workflow involves multiple apps and would normally require an executive assistant. The reason this matters more than you might expect: Cowork is the first Claude product that competes directly with hiring a junior employee, not augmenting one, replacing one. For solo founders, consultants, and small business owners, this changes the math on what one person can produce. Pricing is bundled with Claude Pro at $20 a month, with Cowork-specific power user tiers available for heavy usage. If you want to know what Claude is going to feel like in 5 years, use Cowork now. It's the leading edge of where the product is going. The IPO isn't just a business story, it changes the AI landscape for everyone learning the tools. 1. Anthropic now has nearly unlimited capital for the next product cycle. Expect Claude models to leap ahead at a faster rate than the past 18 months. Opus 5 is likely public by Q4 2026. Sonnet 4.8 in the next few weeks. Haiku 4.5 already shipped. 2. Anthropic is going to push aggressively into consumer surfaces. The current strategy of best model for serious work, mediocre consumer reach is changing. Expect a real consumer push, possibly including an Anthropic branded device or a deeper integration with one of the operating system platforms by 2027. 3. The price war intensifies. Anthropic, with public market capital, can subsidize Claude pricing to undercut OpenAI on volume. Expect Claude pricing to drop, especially in API costs, throughout 2026 and 2027. This is good for you as a user. 4. The enterprise war is now a four-way fight. OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and Microsoft are all going to start competing aggressively for the same enterprise budgets. Vendor lock-in becomes risky. The smart move is learning to use multiple frontier models interchangeably rather than betting your career on one. I want to be honest about what's not great in this story. $965 billion is a lot of valuation for a company that, like all foundation model companies, has thin moats. The next foundation model from OpenAI, Google, or even an open source group could close the quality gap quickly. Anthropic is paying premium valuation for what is currently a 6 to 12 month technical lead. The defensibility of that lead is the question every IPO investor will be asking. Anthropic's bet is that the lead compounds because of safety research, enterprise relationships, and proprietary training infrastructure. They might be right, they might not be. If you're investing your career on top of Claude tools, the smart move is to learn the tools deeply while staying broad enough that you could switch to another model if needed. The cost of that flexibility is low. The cost of being locked into one vendor is high. The reality of frontier AI in 2026, the companies are spending billions to be 6 months ahead of each other. The technical lead moves around. The user wins because of the competition. Plan accordingly. If you haven't tried Claude Opus 4.7 or Cowork yet, this is the week to test them. The free Claude tier gives you enough to see what 4.7 can do. Cowork has a free trial. In the comments, which Claude product are you most interested in trying first? Opus 4.7 for thinking work, Cowork for task automation, or Claude Code for coding? Tell me your use case and I'll give you the specific setup I'd recommend. Subscribe. Next video is ChatGPT's new dreaming memory feature and why it's the most disturbingly human AI capability shipped this year.